I'm Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy Segment Show. Also today in this segment, I'm at the Kiwanis Museum Complex in Onawa, Iowa. The Kiwanis Museum Complex is located on 203 12th Street in Onawa, Iowa, and located next to the fairgrounds at the north end of Onawa, Iowa, and is open Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 4, Memorial Day to Labor Day, and admission is free. The Kiwanis Museum Complex features a blacksmith shop, firehouse, church, log cabin, a country school restored to the 1900s period with historical school items, and also the Onawa County Veterans Memorial also has a depot that once worked the Chicago Northwestern, as well as a caboose from the Chicago, Rock Island and Pacific and Chicago Northwestern Railroad as well. What you see right behind me is the Chicago and Northwestern Onawa Depot.
The Chicago and Northwestern Onawa Depot was built in like the 1900s, and also it served for passenger service on the Chicago Northwestern Railroad many years ago, and it was originally located next to the railroad tracks in downtown Onawa that was once served by the Chicago Northwestern Railroad, and today those tracks are used by the Union Pacific Railroad these days, and also the depot is where people would even buy their tickets inside and also board a train to going somewhere or arriving on a train from somewhere. Then later on the depot was retired, and then it got moved to this spot at the Kiwanis Museum Complex in Onawa, Iowa, where it can be seen today, and you can even check out the interior of it as well.
What you see right here, this is a semaphore signal displayed here at the museum complex, the Kiwanis Museum Complex here in Onawa, Iowa. You can find it next to the depot right here. And yeah, it's a semaphore that was used, probably part of Chicago Northwestern. What you see right here, this is a wigwag crossing signal that's displayed here next to the depot at the museum complex here in Onawa, Iowa. And also, it is part of the railroad memorabilia. What you see right behind me is Chicago and Northwestern 12569.
Chicago and Northwestern 12569 was built in 1958 and is a wide vision caboose. This caboose was originally used for the Chicago, Rock Island and Pacific Railroad as Chicago, Rock Island and Pacific 17037, and was used on freight trains on the Chicago, Rock Island and Pacific Railroad as the train crew's office many years ago. Then it was transferred over to the Chicago Northwestern Railroad to be used on the railroad and renumbered as Chicago Northwestern 12569 and repainted with a Chicago Northwestern scheme with yellow and green paint. Then later on, this caboose was retired, and in the 1980s it came to be part of the Kiwanis Museum Complex in Onawa, Iowa, and still painted that color, and it was then repainted red and still with a Chicago Northwestern.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys all the exhibits inside the depot. I'll get behind the camera and show you all around. Here we go. Okay, here we are entering this area of the depot. You can see a lot of, well, those look like toy cars, toy monsters, or mud blasters it says. Wow. But here's some trains on top of these cases right here. And J.B. Turner. Yeah, Grant. That looks like the
Almost looks like the General.
You know what those are?
Toys.
They're Jim Beam collector's decanters.
Wow.
And when we first, for years, I thought those were all empty.
Huh.
And we moved them up there this year from this cabinet, and every one of them's got a bottle of booze in it yet.
Okay.
I figured it's probably 8 gallons of Jim Beam.
Here's some track tools right here. Here's a cart. Here's some old tools, oiling cans. Here's some old pictures. This looks like the current progress of IRM in Union, Illinois. And here's some old steam engine pictures and some with diesels. That looks like the Hiawatha. The 1385, which belongs to the Mid-Continent Railway Museum in North Freedom, Wisconsin. And that's a Shea steam engine number 5. And that's Southern Pacific 2816. Probably doesn't exist now because there are only 2, one in Portland, one in Spokane. Here's a painting of a diesel Union Pacific and a GG1, and here's crossing light and some old cameras, and here's some more of these back here. And look at that. This was back when 4023 and 6900 were being moved to their final resting spot in Omaha to the welcome sign. Yeah, pretty cool. And here's a bell if you want to read that. Let's see if it will focus. If you want to read that, feel free to pause. Yeah, those were all used in railroad stations a long time ago. Here we go into this room to look at some exhibits. We'll start in here, make our way around. I think these donated by Bill Kennedy, those playing cards.
Remember when they used to campaign on the back of trains, whistle stop campaigns?
Huh. You might have heard what that man said. I don't know if he's referring to those cards donated by Scott Kennedy. And yeah, here's an old map. That's a conductor mannequin. Some conductor hats. That looks like the 1355 up in Sioux City, which it is. Pretty cool, pretty talented of this person. And here's the Rio Grande Southern 20, which is in golden, along with the 346. And here's the painting of the depot that we're in. There's some display cases around here. Old toy train. And wow, pretty cool. Cool. All these you have that are here. And here's some old lanterns, and yeah, pretty cool how they have this display in here. Okay, I'll show you guys the model railroad in here, so I'll get behind to the other side of the camera and show you around. Here we go. Okay, this is brand new. You can see here's a Line L train right here, a Line L train set, and here's HO scale. And here are 2 Santa Fe diesels. Wow. Currently, as I was making this video, they're currently in progress with this layout. But they're not quite finished, but they will be finished right after this video is up. Okay, as you can see right here, this is a Bell off an 060 switch engine displayed here in the depot. You, of course, can pull this rope and ring it like so.
and that's how it's done. Well, I hope you all enjoy learning about trains with me today in Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show. Also, I hope to see you all again in the next segment, and if you did not subscribe to my channel yet, please consider doing that. I'll sure appreciate it. And if you didn't give the Facebook page a like, here it is as it pops up right now. And if you didn't follow the Instagram page yet either, please consider doing that, is where you can find it will pop up right now. So this is Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show, signing out until next time. All aboard.